Hi everyone, it's Brian at Pray Trade Repeat. Pray Trade Repeat is my TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and I have a website called PrayTradeRepeat.com. Today is Sunday, February 22nd, 2026. It is 10:56 a.m. It's about 70 degrees out. About to take this hoodie off and go into the gym here and do some back and abs. I never like coming to the gym on Sundays in Hollywood. It's usually just like a total circus. But, you got to get your reps in. Anyway, I just want to jump on here and tell everybody what I've been up to. So, been busy acting and in school. I have school full time. I'm acting full time. Basically, I'm in acting class 3 nights a week, and then also rehearsing a few days a week on top of that. I'm also auditioning and spending a lot of time on scripts and auditions, and also day trading. So I started day trading again. And I wanted to get on here and share some of the mistakes that I made this week and just some aha moments. And so for any of you day traders out there, or people that are trading, that want to just come in and scalp and day trade. So here's what I was with IXHL. I'm still with IXHL. By the way, guys, I have 44,000 shares of IXHL. I'm just not excited about it. There's nothing to talk about with IXHL. There's absolutely nothing to talk about. It's either going to reverse split or it's not. I'm holding till then. It seems priced in, whatever it is, 25 cents, 28 cents, went up to 30 cents. Who cares, dude? Who cares? It's so boring, and I just don't care about it anymore. I'm holding my shares, obviously, because I feel like the reverse split is already priced in anyway. But so I went back to day trading because I want to make some money, and I'm not making any money on IXHL. So, I went like 5 months of not really trading or swing trading or day trading or doing anything. And, by doing that, it's just like kind of just like acting or going to the gym. It's like you can't just go right back to it and expect everything to go well. So I went right back to it because Monday was a holiday. So Tuesday I get in there and I look up to, I get my screeners set up, and I put a market cap on my screener from something like 50 million to 3 billion, on stocks under $5. Big 20% moves, etc. Those are the screener parameters. And of course, this big list comes up, and I'm looking at the list. It's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm thinking about, okay, what can I trade here? What can I trade? I can say this, like, I did miserable all week long, and I didn't realize it until the week ended, and there was no opportunity for me to trade anymore. I finally realized what I did wrong, and this was such amateur mistakes that I was making, and I made all week, and I lost over $1,000 this week day trading. So let me just help everyone by just putting this out there. So greed is the number one thing that I made the mistake of this week, going back into day trading after a really long break. So what I did wrong was this. I wanted to make the most amount of money on moves. So when I set up that screener and I looked at that screener, I had stocks that were like, they had like a 56% move at 20% at 5 o'clock in the morning. And they were priced at like, 38 cents, and they were now trading at 45 cents or 60 cents, etc. Right? Now, in that same screener, in that same list, after I set up my parameters, I had stocks that were over $3, right? But I'm playing with the $2,000 war chest, right? And I want to get in there and take the biggest move, and I want to make as much money as I can, and I want to close a trade and make a big move. That was my mistake. So you can just shut down the video now if you learned anything from that. So what I did wrong, and what I found out I did wrong after the week ended, and I had some time to think about it, is I was going after these 60-cent stocks and 50-cent stocks and even dollar stocks and 90 cents, 80-cent stocks, because I wanted to get as many shares as I can to catch a 25, 30% move and then close a trade and take like, $300 to $700 profits. Big mistake. So every single one of those trades, except for JXT, so the first one was like JXT. That's that one. It's like, so I think it's JXT. It might be wrong, but it's some company that software company that Palantir partnered with or merged with, or some sort of thing happened with them. I jumped into that stock. I set a tight stop loss. The first thing I did on Tuesday is set that tight stop loss, and I got stopped out. And you know, how did I make, what mistake did I make there? I bought 1,000 shares or 2,000 shares or something like that, and used my entire allowable amount of money to trade with for the day in that trade. I got stopped out. I took a $114 loss. And you know, if you guys know, if you day trade or you swing trade, that's not that bad. That's a $115 loss. I put it on the calendar. I looked for, and then I shut it down for the day. The next day, I now am thinking about like how I want to get that back, that $114 back, even though I don't really need to. I can trade tax loss of IXHL and take that money back easily. But so I'm looking for the next trade the next day. So again, I go back into that screener that I create, and I'm looking for the lowest price stocks to trade. And I pick up, what is the one I got? Oh, TRNR. All right. Eventually, let's just get to the bottom line. So I buy like, you know, 2,000 shares of TRNR or something like that. And it swings from like 60 cents to 75 cents. And of course, do I cut the trade and take profit and take whatever, 2 times $300, a $300 profit for the day on TRNR? No. What do? I don't take profit. I think it's going to keep moving. And of course, it goes down. It starts going down. I have a stop loss at 61 cents. And it's coming down. But guess what? It's got 300 million in volume. I'm looking at the volume and I'm like, okay, this stock TRNR has 300 million shares being traded. The average shares that are traded per day are 1.5 million shares of this stock TRNR, right? Look it up, do all the things. I know there's some toxic financing, there's some warrants, there's some stuff like that. So I'm doing all the SEC search, all the files, picking up everything. And I know this is not a good company, but I'm still looking at the volume, and the volume says 300 million shares are being sold today. And typically a typical day is 1.5 million shares. So I'm saying this has got to be, some move is coming. So this is the bottom line, and this is the lesson. When from now on, right? And I deserved the loss here. So I released that stop loss at 61 cents, which would have been you know, $100 loss or something for the day. I released the stop loss thinking that this thing's going to turn around and come back up. Did it come back up? Not only did it not come back up, I held it, which is, you never do. I held it through the entire session. It went all the way down into the 20s or 30s, right? And then I'm still holding this thing, thinking that it's going to come back after market or pre-market, etc. That's not what happened. The next morning, they announced a reverse stock split for Tuesday, which is coming up, right? Because we have another holiday. So I cut the trade and I lose like $1,100 on that trade. So what is the bottom line? The bottom line is, first of all, do not, this is for me, I'm yelling at me now. Do not trade stocks that are under $3. Don't try to day trade penny stocks. Don't ever do it. Because like, yeah, you know, every once in a while, you're going to catch a runner and you might be able to size in big and you know, and get like in 8,000 shares and catch a runner that goes up 50 cents and you just made $4,000 in one trade. But that is so few and far between and so rare. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I learned my lesson for the week. Going into next week, day trading and swing trading, I'm not messing with anything that's under $3. And I'm doing all the research. I'm checking all the filings. I'm making sure there's no toxic financing. I'm making sure no warrants are being exercised. I'm checking the at the market. I'm making sure that if there is an equity raise, that they're not going to dump millions of shares as soon as I take my position. That's it for me. Have a great week. I'm going to do much better. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. It's all about how we get up and move forward after we make them.